give the floor to the Minister for Defence, National Security, the Honourable Inia Serui Ratu. You have the floor.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, I thank the Honourable Member for the question, and in response, very briefly, as Minister responsible for Defence and National Security, I don't take this issue lightly, Honourable Speaker. And during my visit to the Fiji Police Force on the 16th of January this year, and I intend to continue with this visit next week, Honourable Speaker, I have made this message very clear to the Fiji Police Force. And of course, for this, Honourable Speaker, government through the Office of the Minister needs to work very closely and in close collaboration with all stakeholders, including the Fiji Police Force, the judiciary, civil society and non-government organizations, and of course the public at large. Honourable Speaker, I look forward to the day where this will be history, where this will be something of the past, if I may say, Honourable Speaker. I was encouraged when I did visit the police force on the 16th of January, Honourable Speaker, for two major reasons. One is the position taken by Commissioner of Police and his senior staff. It starts from the top, it starts from the leadership, and they have taken a zero tolerance on brutality. And that, Honourable Speaker, gives optimism and hope to us as Speaker's Minister, and of course to the systems and all stakeholders as well. I would again wish to acknowledge the Commissioner of Police for taking such a strong position on such issues, and of course this has filtered down to his senior staff, and hopefully this is a strategic move, Honourable Speaker, and we need to work very closely with the stakeholders, as I've said, so that it can filter down to all the ranks of the Fiji Police Force. You would notice, Honourable Speaker, that in the Fiji Sun on Saturday, there was an article titled Lodge Complaints If Officers Use Excessive Force by the Assistant Commissioner of Police, Mr. Itendra Nair. That emphasizes what I was saying, Honourable Speaker, that it has been the shift in culture in the Fiji Police Force, starting from the Commissioner through his senior ranks, zero tolerance on brutality. And the Assistant Commissioner, Itendra Nair, has made it very clear that if members of the public do experience abuse of powers given to the Fiji Police Force, they are to lodge their complaint to their Internal Affairs Department within the Fiji Police Force so that they can be investigated. And as I speak, Honourable Speaker, we have about 11 cases that are in the process of completion of investigations, or even awaiting the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution's decision. There are three, Honourable Speaker, concerning police officers from the Southern Division of the Fiji Police Force, one from the Eastern Division that is awaiting DPP's decision, and for the three cases in the Southern Division, Honourable Speaker, one is before the court, one is still under investigation, and one is also awaiting DPP's decision. For the North, we have one case, Honourable Speaker, and that case is now before the court. And of course, in the West, we have about 6, and of course, 4 under investigations and two awaiting DPP's decision. That's the position taken by the Fiji Police Force senior command elements, and of course that position of theirs needs to be applauded and acknowledged, because it sends a very strong message to the members of the police force. And working together with the other agencies, Honorable Speaker, let me mention the legislative reform. Fiji has ratified UNCAT, and last week we hosted UNCAT in Fiji, and of course strong statements from the Honorable Prime Minister. And for the Fiji Police Force specifically, I will talk on what they are doing, Honorable Speaker. One is the setting up of the first hour procedure in the Fiji Police Force. Basically, the first hour procedure is that gives members of the public or complainants who are brought before the police for investigations to bring in their families, bring in their lawyers, etc., into the police interview room or whatever during the first hour when they are brought into the Fiji Police Force facility. And the other one, Honorable Speaker, is what we call the video recording initiative. This is something that is consistent with the judiciary. And with this video recording initiative, we have the first 3 systems operating, 2 at the CID headquarters and 1 at Totong. And we are in the process of procuring 10 of such gadgets again, going through the government procurement system now. And once the purchasing process has been finalized, we will also have these in the various stations. And apart from them, training is ongoing. We have sent about 20 officers to the UK to familiarize themselves and get further training on these new developments and the processes in place. And of course, working with the UN as well, the United Nations. And as we speak, Honorable Chair, in the Internal Affairs Department of the Fiji Police Force, we have officers from the Human Rights Office of the UN representative here in Suva, visiting the police force regularly to investigate and work in detail with them, and of course providing guidance as well. And lastly, Honorable Speaker, it's the Legal Aid Commission that also provides assistance, particularly lawyers, if during the first hour when people are brought into the police station, if they don't have any lawyers, then they can get assistance from the Legal Aid Commission, in which government has provided a budget of $10 million in the current financial year. So, like I said, Honorable Speaker, I look forward to the day where this will be a thing of the past, given the developments that has taken place. And I only urge the public, of course, to work with the police as well. We need to look at the context in which the police force operate, because there are times in which they are threatened, there are times where they are assaulted, and of course attacked as well, and there are times where people resist arrest. And there are provisions for police to use reasonable force, and sometimes this goes overboard. I urge the members of the public to work very closely and of course provide the necessary assistance to the Fiji Police Force. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
I thank the Honourable Minister.